Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Russ. Welcome to today's show. Today I'm here with the amazing Kevin and Olivia. They're two of our clients who came into Clients on Demand and just absolutely crushed it. So what they're going to do today is break down some of the discoveries that they had, the things that they learned, and sort of what light bulbs got switched on and what changes they made in their business to get these incredible results and these incredible outcomes. So guys, welcome to the show. It's great to have you here.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you. Excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm thrilled to have you guys here to tell your story because you guys are just both just totally badass entrepreneurs, and I think people are going to learn a lot from this. So, why don't you start out by just telling us first and foremost what is your business? Who do you serve, and what's the outcome you provide?
Yeah, so we help high achievers land six-figure jobs they love.
Okay, great. So these are people that are in the corporate world, I'm assuming, right? That want to move into a better paying position?
Absolutely. And typically, like for the most part, around like 20, 25 years experience, and they've either like what's gotten them here isn't going to get them there, or they're stuck for some reason, and that's where we come in.
Okay, that's awesome. And so most of the time, do they get promoted at their current company, or are you helping them move into a whole new company?
Most of the time, it's moving and pivoting into a new company.
Oh, wow. Okay, great. Oh, that's awesome. So great. So this is something that like they've been at the same company for like 20, 25 years. They're not satisfied. They're probably not commanding the kind of salary they think they should. Maybe they're getting passed over. They're feeling unfulfilled, whatever it is. And then you guys swoop in and give them the skills and the tactics to actually move into a position where financially they're going to get what they want, but they're also going to get more recognition and probably more fulfillment too. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome. I love it. Cool. Well, that's fulfilling, right? That's fun.
Right.
It's awesome. Yes.
So all right. So then tell us where things were before you guys came to COD. Where were you guys at, and sort of, where were you getting your leads from, and what was going on?
Oh man. So
yeah, there's a lot.
Everything, like all the window dressing looked all right. Like we had a lot of clients, but our price point was $500, and most people were paying $97 a month, so we could make it more accessible for them, right? Mm-hmm. Opt-ins were through the roof. I mean, our list at one point was 300,000 people.
Wow.
Yeah, but like we're operating at 55,000 people now and making, three, almost four times as much money as we were before. And bigger point, we're having a bigger impact now than we were before, which is, infinitely more important, or of equal importance to all that. So, and I mean, we tried everything. Like we'd done, the ebook for like $17, the self-liquidating offer that like, I can't even, when we were thinking about this before coming on, Olivia and I were talking through everything, and Olivia and I just started working together a couple of years ago. I started this in 2008. I'm like, holy shit, I don't even know where to start with everything.
Right.
It's like all over the place. So
you guys have been doing this since, so you personally have been doing this since 2008. So that's like 10 years. And then Olivia, when did you come on?
We've been working together for 2 years.
2 years. Okay, great. And so in that time, it sounds like you guys tried like all the low ticket stuff, the ebooks, the tripwires, and everything else. And so first of all, I can't believe the value that you guys were providing for $500. I mean, if I'm in a career and it's a dead end, it's like, it's not going anywhere. And it's like, I feel like my whole career is on hold. My whole life is on hold. And you guys are going to get me unstuck from that. I'm like, $500 is like, it almost makes it harder to believe that you guys are going to get me the result because the price is so low.
Yeah. Totally. And I mean, I think you nailed it. Like
exactly.
So there's not a big investment on that person's part. The pain and the commitment's not, the pain's there. The commitment's not there, but I think you're right. Like, I don't think they honestly believed that they could solve it for that price point, because the engagement was nowhere near where it is now.
So you had a lot of people opting in and you built a big list, but where were things at revenue wise in terms of converting those people into sales?
Yeah, so we like a killer month, right, would be $25,000.
Wow.
And on top of that, the amount, Olivia and I were just talking about this the other night, the amount of work that went into $25,000 was, this is where we had like this come to Jesus conversation back right before we signed up with COD. We're like, something has to change, because this not only can we not do this, neither one of us wanted to. This is not our vision for what this, we want.
We created a job we didn't like, ironically.
Yes.
So you're helping people find better jobs, but
we'll help you find a job.
You guys were feeling like you were trapped.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's great. Okay.
And we did have high ticket at the time. We had one-on-one for 3,500. So we were still doing pieces of COD. We had a webinar that we would get them on the phone. So we thought we had that piece actually figured out until, it took it to the next level after seeing the system and implementing it the way that you guys teach.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you guys are doing 25K a month in revenue, but there's 2 of you. So you're splitting that, I'm assuming. So
exactly.
It's really like makes it easy that, what's ending up in your pocket isn't as much as it ought to be either.
No.
No, we both were taking a pay cut from our past lives, and we were not thrilled about it, to be perfectly honest.
So how did you guys discover COD then?
So I had met Adrian at an event like probably about a year or so ago. And it was actually at a point where I was thinking about, we had started working together. In full transfer, I was thinking about like shutting down the company, doing something totally different. I was at that event and kind of like shared my idea of what I wanted to do. I got ripped apart. And the next morning, I had this epiphany of like, the problem was not our business, but how we were engaging with the business and how we were working with the business and our relationship with it. And that started us on this path that about a year later led us here.
So then what do you mean when you say it's the way that you were engaging with the business?
So we were way too far in it, which I think was it's interesting to look back on it now because it was all baby steps to make us realize we needed to court better clients. We needed to work at a higher price point because there are a ton of things we learned along that way leading us up to enrolling in COD. But I think the biggest one, I think Olivia would agree with this, is we came to realize that whether it was free or we were charging you $5,000, we were showing up the same way. So then the problem becomes if you've got all these people who are showing up at a lower price point and half of them are tire kickers or half of them can't remember why they set up a call with you, you are legitimately pissed off by the time you show up for the person who's like, I can't believe I'm getting this for $97 and I'm ready to go. And you can't serve them. So that's now amazing. At this price point, the quality of people and the level of engagement that we get is mind-blowing. It's to the point where we shut down. Our original thought was, we'll charge more for one-on-one. We've discovered one-on-one doesn't execute anywhere near as well as this model in this community because everybody's supporting each other. And when you think about like what a job seeker goes through, they come to a call, Livy and I are on with them, or they go through some training, they're like, yes, and then they go back to their island. Right? They go back to their island. They're all alone. They sit down at the dinner table. They're kind of embarrassed to talk about what happened, what didn't happen. The bottom line is they didn't get hired that day. They haven't been taught to celebrate the little wins that are incremental to get them where they want to get, like all that stuff. But that happens in the community. And then we realize like we have to shut down one-on-one coaching. And I hope anybody who's doing this is like, if you don't listen to anything else, listen to this. You have to shut it down. It does not serve them as well. It doesn't. You're doing them a disservice. And they think because they're paying more and they're getting you one-on-one, it's helping them better. It's not. It's just not.
See, that's incredible because that's the opposite of what I think most people believe.
Totally.
And I'll be honest, even when I started this business, I said, look, I'm going to create this group program, right? Where we kind of moved into this whole, high ticket group coaching model, which is, what you guys did too. And that was a big concern of mine as well. Like, well, I'm not working with them one-on-one. So will they get as good of results? And what blew my mind is that people got even better results because now it's like there's this whole group psychology that comes into play where your clients can cheerlead for each other and support each other and hold each other accountable and do all this other amazing stuff that just can't happen when it's just, when it's a one-on-one thing. And it also protects your time and energy so that if you do need to intervene with someone one-on-one or you do need to get on a quick call with someone, you're fresh. You're not all burnt out because you've been teaching the same stuff over and over and over again to one person at a time, which like when you say it that way, it's like, it sounds, wow, that sounds really inefficient,
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So you guys raised your prices, right? By you don't have to say what your price is, but like by how much? By like 5 times, 10 times?
Yeah. Well, it's actually by 10 times.
Wow. That's great. That's incredible. So you guys raised your prices about 10 times. You decided to focus on working with a small group of people and making a big impact. So it's totally results driven. And what were some of the shifts that started to happen in the business when you did that?
We were happier. I mean,
yes.
I think like just the way we were showing up, and I mean, we were happy before, but much happier. We've always known that this business is a no-brainer at 7 figures and has the potential to get to 8. We just can't quite see where it is at 8, but we'll figure that out along the way.
We got you. Don't worry about it.
But that, right? No, but at the $97 a month, when we start looking at it was like, man, that just it's not even like celebrate a little at a time. That felt like, man, we really are pushing a boulder up a hill, and I just don't see it.
Yeah.
And then we really get into it. Like you look at like at scale, what we're attracting. I'm not sure it's not making me stand up straight and want to like beat my chest and tell people what we do. If I'm really honest, I mean, did you feel the same way, Olivia?
Absolutely. We had lower commitments at the $500 price point, high requests for refunds, because people would pay $97 a month, and there's no skin in the game. There was no action. There was low engagement. And so we shut it down. And honestly, it was scary. It was scary because we had recurring revenue and we were obsessed with the recurring revenue. And that was our idea of stability. But ultimately, results bring stability, and getting the right clients at the right price point is what's allowed us to transform so many more people's lives and see outcomes so much faster because they're that much committed. It's so much more energizing seeing people show up that are executing and that are committed. And just that are extremely bought in. And, it's been honestly how we show up. It levels up our commitment and theirs. And so it's just got so many effects I can't even describe. Like it wasn't just a transformation of the business model, but also how we showed up and how they showed up. It's really just worked just as like you guys have been saying on all of these lives. I mean, we're a living testament to that. Absolutely.
I love that. So, I mean, and I wonder sometimes like why those myths are so pervasive, right? Like that one-on-one coaching is better, or that if you just get people to enroll at like $97, it's easier. And it's harder in so many ways because, like I think, where did you guys come in March? I think the number they gave me was $87K in March in revenue.
Yes.
Yeah.
$87,000.
Like, how badass is that, right?
Oh yeah.
It's mind blowing. It's mind blowing.
But if you're charging $100, right? I mean, what do you need? 870 people to get there? I mean, that's like 30 people a day almost. That's crazy. But if you're charging the price point that you're charging, now you can work with much fewer clients and really go to bat for them and get them an amazing outcome. And it's actually easier, I think, than it would be to generate like 870 members to your $97 program or something.
Oh, infinitely.
Yeah.
Like totally easier. I'll tell you another huge epiphany for us, and it was about halfway through COD. We are spending so much time and inside our team talking about like the mindset shift and going back and listening to pieces every day and, setting intentions and everybody kind of has their own way they execute the ritual, but the consistency is everybody's doing it. And Olivia all of a sudden was like, our clients need some of this. Like, and we would always say internally, like, the problem is up here for them. Like, they come into the program, we don't teach them how to be better at what they do. They have to shift how they're showing up, what they believe, what they can, what they're able to change. Everything, a lot of what you talk about in COD. And we were so sheepish about doing that because we thought, these are all executives. They're going to get all, they're going to think it's too woo-woo. They're going to be like, what the hell are these guys talking about? They fucking loved it.
Right.
Now,
right.
We do calls on Tuesday and Thursday. It's like they will all say, this is better than last week. And this is, it's
a drug now. Yeah.
Oh my God. And to see them and explaining to them, and watching when the light bulb goes on that they understand that like you're making all these things more difficult than they need to be.
Right.
Like, and that value, like that goes beyond, and then having calls like I had this week where this guy's saying, my 90 days are coming up and I want to know what's next. I want to know, because you've got me hooked now. You've totally changed how I look at things. What are we doing next? And I'm like, well, Olivia's getting ready to go on maternity leave. I'm working on it. And it's like, I have my credit card out right now. He's not saying it, but I can see it. Like, let's go. And, that's to have that kind of fanaticism with your clients. Oh my God. Just
that's amazing. That's amazing. So if you turn around and now offer that guy like a, 20K or 25K or 30K 1 year mastermind or something like that, he's going to take it. Yep. And you're going to continue to give him an incredible experience. So
absolutely.
It's like, I think that's just a huge testament to, how powerful your guys' coaching is in this model, that people are so hooked on working with you at the level that they're working with you, that they just are like, what's the next step? Where do we go from here? How can we do this?
Yeah. Absolutely. And it's just fantastic. And it's amazing too to watch. I don't think you've shared this yet, that Olivia's due.
Yeah. So Olivia, you're right. I forgot to mention that. And I told myself I was going to mention it at the beginning of the interview and I totally forgot. You're what, 8 months pregnant?
I'm due. Yeah. Like I'm literally due in 3 weeks.
Oh my God. That's awesome.
There's been a goal. I mean, ever since we started working together, and I remember this when Olivia and I first sat down and she was like, look, we're planning on, I hope you don't mind me, I'm going to share it.
No, absolutely.
You can tell me later. So, we're planning on starting a family. Here's the target I want to hit. And the target at that point was $50,000 a month, which I just laugh at now. Cause I'm like, we'd be pissed off with ourselves if we hit $50,000 a month now. Like, it's so crystal clear. Like, this wasn't seismic what happened. It's beyond sustainable. I think we're past that now this month. I don't even know where we are this month, because I'm not worried about it, because I know how the system works. Mm-hmm. So to watch that and realize that before going out on maternity leave, we had totally surpassed that number. I mean, yeah, it felt good for me, but like to watch your partner, it's awesome. It's pretty awesome.
So
yeah, absolutely life-changing. No, it's just life-changing. I mean, I can't even express like, this is the system, and we've already been trying to spread the word, because I just see so much bad advice out there. But this has allowed not only my husband to quit his 6-figure job that he does not want to do and focus on investing full time, but also allows me to have the lifestyle for a child. I mean, there's no way I could have stayed in corporate climbing the ladder for years and hit this by the time I was 40. So this is just absolutely completely changed and expand what's possible. And we changed our entire business model in a matter of 4 weeks, and we have 300%, more than 300% increase, 400% increase in revenue month over month. And that's been consistent. These are and we're not relying just on our list. These are the new leads are actually more higher converting. So it's actually getting that whole process dialed in has been really key.
So talk about that for a second, because I think there seems to be this misconception that when you're getting leads from cold traffic, right, from just people on Facebook, just in case our audience doesn't know what I'm talking about, people on Facebook, they see your ad, they click your ad, they watch your webinar, and like within a day or two, they're on the phone with you. I think there's there's this misconception that somehow those leads are not going to convert as well as the leads from your list, but
so
we convert better.
We had our salesperson lives not that far from me, and we had a meeting on Friday, and since we've had enough people go through 57, 58, I can't remember. People have gone through since we started. It's like, okay, let's pull this data and further refine who our avatar is. Let's look and make sure we're not missing something, because we had some biases around how much money people were making, and it's amazing, when the pain's there and the confidence is there that you're going to lead them and they can see it and they bought in, the money thing is not as much of an indicator as you think it would be. So let's challenge some of our biases. And one of them was, because we had such a large list and we've been operating at with a different model, when we were originally just going to the list and saying, hey, are you stuck? Sending out emails, hitting on the pain points, doing heaven and hell, and boom, calls are getting booked, we were doing this 15-minute call with our salesperson just to make sure that the person like hit the stuff before they came to us.
Right.
So what we realized on Friday was we're slowing down people, particularly the ones who are coming through the webinar. Like we're slowing them down. We're creating a speed bump, and we are causing ourselves to lose sales because the data was right there. It was like when you're looking at when did they come into the list, blah, blah, blah. You know, so we've got these people who've been on the list forever. And then you've got like same day, like, you know, on webinar, book call, purchase. And it's like, okay.
The same day.
Right. Again, like, we're not any different, and everybody thinks their industry's different. Trust me, I thought for years, we both thought there's no way in hell anybody who, no professional is going to pay for what we do because, you know, just all the self-limiting stuff. So
I'd rather take a lead that came through Facebook ads and the webinar on a phone call than someone who's been on our list for years, because
yes, absolutely. The list goes to a 15-minute call because we're not quite sure. Hey, you've been hanging out on here. In some cases, there are people who may be on there for 10 years and they haven't done anything. Yeah, we're gonna, you know, we're gonna check you out. But anybody coming through the webinar, it's like, just let's go.
Yes.
You're ready to go. We're ready to go.
So I just want to like deconstruct that just for a second, because I want people to understand what you guys are saying. What you're saying is that a huge portion of your enrollments are people who have never heard of you guys before, no idea who the hell you are, no idea what's going on. They're on Facebook, they click the ad, they watch your webinar, they're on the phone with you, and they're enrolling into your premium price program the same day, right?
Yep.
So guys, I mean, and there's no follow-ups. You're not calling them back like 10 times, or I just saw a guy do a post. Yeah, well, I just saw a guy do a post, like a really well-known sales trainer, and I was actually shocked when I saw this. But he said that on average, you should be following up with people up to 16 times. Where you're calling them 16 times. And I was like, we don't do any of that shit. So, you know, like the fact that like this is happening on the first call as well is just, it's awesome.
I can't count that high. So.
Who has that kind of time? You're having a baby. You guys are running a business.
Exactly.
So I don't have time. Totally. So now the clients that are coming into the program, what kind of experience are they having? They're showing up more coachable, they're showing up more committed, and it's more fun for you guys too, right?
Yeah, totally. So, you know, we work with people over a 90-day period. And prior to this, we had an 80% success rate in 90 days. I'm looking forward to seeing what our success rate is at about the 6-month mark, because one of the groups, I won't get into it, but there were 2 groups of people that fell into that 20% that didn't hit the 90 days. And one of them were the people who were basically in what Olivia would always call a warm bath. So maybe they're currently in a role and they say they want to leave, but they really don't. They get in and they're not going to do the work. And what we do now in terms of dialing into pain versus how we were selling before. And I mean, honestly, I can't even remember how we were selling before. Actually, I do. I mean, it was way more, let me give you a taste of what consulting looks like, which you really can't do properly anyway, which now I look back on it and I'm like, so bad. But anyway.
But so many people are teaching that. So many people are teaching that, oh, if you just give them a little taste of your consulting, or you give them a little bit of advice, or you give them a little bit of coaching, that boom, they're going to just somehow magically want to work with you. And I'm like, it just doesn't work that way.
I mean, it's like going to the doctor and getting half a shot of penicillin. Like,
they're going to come back for the second half.
It doesn't really solve, and to your point, you know, like it doesn't solve anything, and actually doing them a disservice if they feel like it's done something for them, because it's a total placebo. It's not solving the problem. Yeah. So, you know, now you're part of the problem. But through those calls, the people who are kind of like lukewarm and and don't execute, they get weeded out, because when you start to talk about their pain, it becomes clear it's not really painful for them. So, you know, one of 2 things happens. I mean, I know for me personally, I'll shut it down and I'll say, look, you know, this is not what I'm seeing, so I don't think it's a fit. And they're like, well, tell me about what you do. I'm like, well, it doesn't make any sense to talk about what we do, because it's not a fit. So then if they start really, and not tell me, but they're like, well, no, it really, so then either they open up or it becomes apparent they're not a fit. And if they're not a fit, hey, you know, good luck.
So how much easier is that then as a sales process? And how much better does that feel because it's a real conversation, but it's not pushy. Like you're what you're telling me right now is so powerful, because you're like, look, if these people are not mentally ready and they're not a fit where they're going to show up and do the work, I'm not going to enroll them in my program. And it's like, even if they want to find out more, even if they would hand me their credit card, it's like, it's just not a fit, you know? And so that, I think, is so much more powerful than just trying to close, where it's like, I don't care who this guy is. They have a pulse and a credit card, and I'm going to enroll them into my program. And I can tell you guys aren't coming at it from that mentality. You guys are coming at it from like, look, is this person going to show up? Are they going to do the work? Are they going to get the results? And if they're not, I'm not going to enroll them.
Well, that's
you know how to get leads. You don't worry about shoving the wrong people into your program. And then the second piece is, we thought raising our price was going to lower the conversion rate, but it increased it for obviously because we improved the sales process and the sales script and all of that, and just learning how to be a better salesperson, because I actually came into this believing I was really good at selling because I was closing about 30% on the phone, but now it's more like 50 or 60%, and it's a much higher price point. So it's definitely been a huge shift just in results, but also mindset, because if you're not worried about where the next call is going to come, then you're not going into it with the wrong intention.
That's like, if you guys are listening to this, like, I want you to write down what she just said, that when your lead flow is solid, you don't have to enroll the wrong people because you're worried about, eating that month. You can pick and choose the clients that you want to work with and don't want to work with, the ones you can serve and the ones you can't. And you don't have to focus on enrolling the wrong people because you know that the next client's just right around the corner. And that's like so powerful. It's such a powerful position for you guys to be in.
Yes, absolutely. It feels really good because you can come with the right intention to serve. And, a lot of people hear that, but in the back of their mind, they're thinking, well, yeah, I've got it, but I got to eat. Right. So, right. But that's the whole point of this program, is to get consistency, have a system in place, predictability and stability. Like, we hit 87K, and if we were doing our old business model of a launch and a webinar, and then, we didn't have the funnel working, then we'd be back at ground zero and freaking out again. But no, we're going to hit that exact number, if not higher, this month as well.
Oh yeah. I'm 100% confident that you guys are going to crack 100K this month.
So
me too.
Yeah. And then you can go have a baby.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, you're off the hook.
To go out.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Well, guys, listen, I just want to thank you for not for doing the interview, but yes, for doing the interview, but just for showing up coachable, that you guys were people that already came in, and your business, you guys, it's not like you guys were starving. You guys were already doing 25K a month. You had a list of 300,000 people. Like, you had some stuff that was going right, but you guys were smart enough to say, okay, well, on paper, this looks good, but we're not happy, and you're not happy, and I'm not happy. And let's not be afraid to shut down that old stuff, throw out the whole playbook, and just, completely revamp the way that we do things. And I love the fact that you guys showed up that coachable, because when people show up in COD with that mindset, where it's like, look, we're just going to dive in with both feet, it's like we can do some incredible things. But if people have that resistance where they're still holding on to the old way of doing things, and it takes us like a few months to talk them out of it, that, you know what I mean? Obviously that slows things way down, but it took guts for you guys to show up and just do it, Well,
I got to thank you for putting together. I mean, every step in the process is like world-class, and we're going back. Actually, Olivia sent me a note this morning, like, we need to go back through the sales training, and it's something we're continually going back through. But it also, I mean, yeah, it had an impact for us, but what it's done for us to be able to show up and, coach these people who are coming to us and lead them to where they're going, and lead by example, because everything we're asking them to do are things that we do on a daily basis, right? So it's like total consistency across the plane. And it's not do this, but hey, if I was going to do it, I'd do it this way, or there's no double standard. And what that does, I mean, I'm not even sure I started this statement, and I'm not even sure I can totally finish it. What it does for us, like where you show up for them professionally, where we show up for each other as business partners, where we show up as leaders, where we show up as parents, as spouses, like, it's universal. So, I mean, I know I had a friend of mine actually sign up today, and we'd been talking about it for weeks. And every time we have a standing Monday call, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you go book the call and have the call. I'm telling you, like, everything you're talking about is the same stuff. And I'm not laughing. It's just, it's like, you're exactly where we were. You're exactly where we were. And I'm telling you this, just plug it in, go, and, let go of the reins, and you'll be good to go.
That's great advice, guys. That's great advice. Olivia, what advice do you have for the people that are listening to this?
I think I've been doing the same thing. I see people struggling, and it's all mindset, because it's very scary to raise your prices, because I was terrified. I thought, the biggest fears were all behind it. But I do think that was the biggest shift, is moving away from the low ticket and the safety net of trying to do the low ticket items and really shift over. And it's all mindset. And I think if you don't have a way to change your mind and your behavior, you need an outside force to do so. And this is the best place in the world to do it. So we've both taken a lot of programs, including, I won't list any names, but we've spent a lot of money. And
what we spent last year on consultants, to the point where my login still, and this isn't the complete login, but it's no more consultants. I did it as I was so pissed off how much money we spent last year, so we didn't come into this like, hey, okay, no problem. We had a lot of resistance. There was a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So.
We're the most skeptical, jaded people you're going to find. So we came in and they changed our mindset. It's been great. I echo everything Kevin said.
I love it. Well, guys, look, you've heard it straight from them. They've been to the circus. They've gone through all these other programs. If you guys want to go down the same path that they've gone down, I want you guys to go to clientsondemand.com/talk. Now, look, they've talked a lot about their super kick-ass results and the incredible things they've been able to achieve. These guys are coachable. These guys work really hard. These guys dove in with both feet. When they had mindset challenges, they reached out for help. And we have mindset coaches on the team who worked. You guys worked with Lisa. You guys worked with Trevor. You guys worked with, all the people on the team. If you guys want results like they got, you guys have to be prepared to do the same work at the same level and to show up coachable and decisive and resourceful just like they did. But it all starts going down this path. It all starts with booking that call, just like it started for you guys. So guys, go to clientsondemand.com/talk, book a call to speak to us. And we'll see if these ideas can work in your business. Can you be charging higher prices? Can you have like automated lead flow? Can we help you with your mindset? Can we help you dial in your sales? And if we can't, if it's not a fit, believe me, we'll tell you. And if there's someone else out there who can help you, we'll tell you who to go talk to. But either way, you're going to walk away from that call with 10 times more clarity about everything in your business than you have right now. And you'll have that peace that comes from knowing that you're on a specific trajectory to get a specific result. So guys, thank you so much for coming and sharing your story. I'm so excited. You're having a baby. It's amazing. So much cool stuff happening. And I'd love to see you guys in Millionaire Alliance. If you guys are interested in doing that and you're serious about scaling to like multiple 7 figures and then 8 figures, like we got you.
We'll be there. We'll be at the next event for sure.
Yep.
Awesome. You guys are superstars. Thank you so much for sharing your story. And guys, go to clientsondemand.com/talk, book a call to speak to us, and we'll catch you guys on the next show. Kevin, Olivia, you guys are the best.
Bye.